Alright, what's up? This is a rant video. It's the first one I'm doing. This one is a serious rant, but don't have to agree with my opinion. I'm just here to talk about it because I think this is a ridiculous issue. So, my video right now is about, I think tech companies should start focusing on practicality again. There's going to be two specific companies that recently I've found to be doing, like that have done well before but have gone downhill because they have taken their focus away from practicality, and those are Samsung and GoPro. I'll get into Samsung later, but I think I'm going to do GoPro first because this is the one that I'm most unfortunate about, actually. So, what's been going on with GoPro? I actually like GoPro. I did like GoPro at least. I have a GoPro actually, I have two, and I used to love GoPro, but I haven't liked GoPro for the last 3 generations, or in other words, the last, 3 years. And, you don't know why it is? So the Hero 5 was a pretty good camera. You know, that's when they went caseless, they did some stuff, they improved on the audio, they did such. But then came out the Hero 6. Now the Hero 6 was okay. The issue with it is it didn't feel like a premium camera. It felt like, you know, it shouldn't have been priced where it was. And that's really unfortunate because the Hero 5 was pretty decent, but the Hero 6, you know, even though it was a pretty good camera, it just felt cheap. And then the Hero, now here's where things start to get interesting, the Hero 7. The Hero 7 has a lot of issues actually, even though they had this whole, hyper smooth stabilization, but it doesn't really matter when your camera isn't functional. And the issues are, one, battery life. The battery life is okay, like maybe an hour and 30 minutes of battery, each battery. It's okay, but it's nothing much. And apparently there was issues with hyper smooth stabilization not working while it was cold. What's that? Why would your camera not work? Why would the stabilization not work if the camera is too cold? I thought this was supposed to be a sports and action camera. Wouldn't you call skiing, snowboarding, and such a sport? Why would your camera that's supposed to be marketed for action and sports not be able to deal with cold weather? I don't know. And then they had the 2 budget models, which those seem pretty good on paper. They don't have interchangeable batteries, which is totally baloney. I don't know why anybody would want that. I get that it's maybe you can save a lot of money, but I'd rather just buy an older generation of camera that has battery and pretty much has this exact same specs, if not better. But then comes the most recent generation, the Hero 8. And I think they really screwed up with the Hero 8. And why it is because they took they took the last thing from the Hero 7 and didn't do anything to improve the battery life. But there's a huge issue with the Hero 8 that is a huge issue with a GoPro in general. And that is the Hero 8 is not very durable. They have a new lens design which makes it harder to repair, and it just doesn't seem to hold up if I were to drop it from right here. And I thought this camera was supposed to be, you know, this really strong camera that you can bring anywhere and do anything with. But apparently, I don't know where that went, because now we have a new camera that's supposed to be a GoPro that has, new 4x hyper smooth, new 4K 60, this, that, but there's durability is gone? What's that for GoPro? And that's why I'm gonna see if they improve the Hero 9, but for the last 3 years, they've been messing up, and I hope they improve because basically when they were dropping, they were going down in business a while ago, and they kicked it back up. But now it's just they keep messing up, and I'm really disappointed. That's GoPro. I hope they improve on the battery life and they improve on the durability, because the battery life, very important, but also the durability, if you're talking about a GoPro camera, is up to the most important thing, in my opinion. So, the other one is Samsung that I'm going to discuss in this video, and it's their new top of the line S20 Ultra 5G. Now the Note 10 was a great phone. The S10 as well. A lot of people actually, son, stop being so fast, so I have to change the settings. But no, this Note 10 was actually, the Note 10 and S10 were so amazing to the point that a lot of iPhone users actually switched over to Samsung because of it. So we'd be thinking that Samsung is doing something, that they're doing a really good job and they're going to continue to do it, right? No, wrong. What they did with their new phone is they went the same route that I said GoPro went. They decided to talk about all these features and not actually focus on the main things. The battery life isn't good. The battery life, because of this huge, the 120 hertz display, is not good. And having one of your main features be something that's going to take up so much battery and not optimizing the hardware for that is disappointing. Definitely when a lot of other companies have really been focusing on not only increasing battery size, but also making their hardware focused on the actual battery life of the device. Thank you, son. But no, that and the design. The design is, maybe the screen looks cool. Maybe this nice screen with the little punch hole camera on the top is nice, but you gotta admit, the 4 cameras, which is a whole other fiasco, which I'm gonna get into, but the 4 cameras on the back do not look good. They could have positioned them differently. I think it would have been better if they did it as a line across or a line going up and down. But apparently, they thought it would be good to put it in this little box. And it makes it look like a chair. That's what me and all my friends call it, the chair. Not to say that the iPhone 12 looks better with it looking like a stove, but you know, they could have done it in a way where it could have been like on the back of the phone, it could have went upwards like this or sideways like this, and I don't see why they did that. It would have made the design a lot better and would probably still be as functional. But they decided to put this ridiculous looking camera thing on the back. And it just doesn't have good battery life, you know? Like, battery life I think is important, and you know, that's what I'm talking about in this video. Can we focus on practicality? Think of the design, think of the battery life, think of the durability, think of all these things. And it just seems like all these companies don't want to do that. With Samsung on their new phone, they just focused on this really powerful camera, and they really tried to blow it out of proportions, which is why a lot of people didn't actually like the camera so much, and because of that, people consider the phone to be a flop. And I consider in a lot of ways that they definitely did have a flop, and it's unfortunate because the Note 10 did really well. But that's besides the point for this. All I have to say is, you know, can we focus on practicality again? Like, we've gone so far, you know, we've gotten all these new, like, oh yeah, we have a new powerful processor, new screen resolution, new camera, new this, better stabilization on GoPro side, you know, but it really isn't anything if you can't fix your battery life, and you can't fix your durability, and you can't fix your camera working in the cold. Like, somebody put it really well in a video that I watched about something. It's all the icing on the cake. There's a lot of icing, but there's not a lot of cake. And that's what they need to improve on. So I really hope that tech companies start focusing on practicality again, because it's unfortunate to see that our battery life is not so good, that on GoPro side they've had so many fails, be it actual quality of their product, durability, battery life. It's just unfortunate, and I think that they could really improve, but until they get the practicality right, I'm not gonna have any respect for GoPro. And the same, even though Samsung was doing well before, if they get back on the practicality run, I will definitely say I'd respect them. And GoPro too. If GoPro decides to go back and fix their battery life and fix their durability, I'll be very happy to see that. But so far, these, definitely, I mentioned Samsung, but definitely GoPro and people like that, can we please start focusing on practicality again? It would really make these products shine. And with all these cool features, you know, they're nice, but if we can have a little bit more of a focus on the things that are more important in terms of the actual function of the device, that would be what I think we'd want more than just new resolution, new features, all that. That's what I'm going to say. So can these two companies I mentioned, can tech companies just start focusing on practicality again? I don't know. I really hope so. That's it. That's it for the rant. Bye. See you guys. Peace. That's it for the rant.